Okay, so I know the final episode is already out, but I have not seen it yet. My little sister was making me wait until after Easter, so I won't end up watching it until later tonight. So in light of that, there's one final theory that I'd like to address, as I spent a lot of time trying to figure it out, and just ultimately failed to get a final script in time. So in basically the last moments before I watch the finale, I want to at least get some version of my biggest theory out there. I believe the Collectors were the original creators of the portal doors, and that the real reason they'd hunted the Titans was because they needed their blood. As they deemed it their purpose to explore the cosmos, they'd wanted to expand this reach even further, and when they realized they could break beyond and explore other realms, they didn't let anything stand in their way. With significant implications from the show, I believe that Evelyn and Caleb were Clawthorns, with Evelyn's portal being passed down and eventually hidden away, remaining that way on a family property until Ida had found it. This exact location is actually where Caleb's portal lets out, so I think it's no coincidence that both of their portals are on Ida's property. I believe these original Clawthorns had ties to our Collector. This eye symbol is everywhere, and as we now know that the Collectors were the original Titan Trappers, we know that this eye symbol is actually theirs. I believe these original Clawthorns had ties to our Collector, with this being how they were able to make their portals, and as I think Philip had stolen his designs from them, the instructions Lucid followed were originally from the Collector.
So, according to Philip's instructions, the hardest part to making a portal was finding someone who knew how to build it.
For him, it was the Clawthorns, and for them, it was the Collector. I also think this is where Philip learned about the Collector as well. In following these schematics, she'd accessed a system the Collectors had designed that would essentially autocorrect a portal when making it. That's why when her portal had run out of Titan's blood, it had essentially just ceased to exist, as in her case, the portal and the door housing it were one. With the Titan's blood as the catalyst for summoning both parts, they'd been brought into existence as a single cosmic entity, and so this is why its behavior was so different from the others. And that the reason it went to the in-between realm wasn't because it was broken, but it was just because the Collectors didn't have any specific realm in mind, so that when they'd originally designed the portals, they were just designed to go anywhere. And I think the reason the Clawthorns portals go specifically to the human realm is because they'd been tweaked in some way to do so. That's basically it. I'd had a lot more to say about the history of the Titans and the Collectors, and how their ancient battle had all panned out, but I ultimately just didn't have time to, so maybe I'll revisit it at some point later on. I did get to say a little bit about it in the previous video, as even though I messed something up in that video, I do believe that our Collector had been abandoned, and potentially used as bait to trap all of the Titans. But y'all know how that video turned out, so, you know. I know nobody's really going to care about this theory now that you've probably all seen the episode, but whatever. I still haven't, so I wanted to get it out there. And I'll see you guys all again after I watch the finale. Okay, bye! Also, side note, as we know that our Collector liked the Titans, I think the reason he's building this snowman Titan is the same reason that King was building Francois. I think this thing that's under the Collector's bed is actually going to be a little Titan stuffy.